Welcome to another interview I'm recording with my clients. Heather, welcome to the interview. Heather is an amazing photography coach. She just launched her new offer together with this strategy we're going to discuss today. And what we're breaking down in this video for you is the offer structure, the launch sequences, and basically how can you run a business while having three kids, right?
Yes, three kids and homeschooling.
Yes. So if you have a lot of stuff going on in your life right now and you still want to make some money, you still want to run the business that you love, this video is for you. Heather, welcome.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you hosting this call with me today.
Thank you.
Do you want to give people a quick background and just introduce yourself and kind of everything that you
Sure.
do besides this business? Because we're
Sure,
going
it's
to
a
talk
lot.
about the offer, but I really like this part a lot because you have a lot of stuff, right?
Yes.
On your yeah.
Yes, I do. So long story short is I got my start in my business honestly about 12 years ago. I was laid off from my day job and then I had a passion for photography. So I picked up my camera and I figured, hey, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot. And I ended up doubling my income with photography my first year in business. And that was with having a baby at home. I really grew it into an amazing business, multiple six figures in my local area in an industry that most people feel like you can't make money with photography or a
Yeah,
creative
for
based
sure.
industry. So the last couple of years, I've actually also started coaching other photographers on how they too can make six figures with their photography business as well. It's been a lot of fun. I have added more kids into the mix, and then I also homeschool. So my
Yeah.
hands are in a lot of things at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. But you still manage to have time. I don't know how you do it, right? I
Oh, I don't know
so
either.
this is so fun, but you still find the time to serve your clients, to make marketing, to do all of that. So what I want to focus on in this interview is basically how you structure your life and your business in a way that it's even possible. Because a lot of people that I talk to, they have their, I don't know, they're just starting out and they have their 9 to 5. They have families, they have kids, they just want to travel and live a cool lifestyle. Whatever they do, work kind of becomes secondary, and it's very important to structure things right when you have this setup. Otherwise, you just won't be able to make it.
For sure.
So I think that the best place to start is, can you walk me through the structure of your business before we started working together? So how did
Sure.
it look like for you to work with clients, to get these clients?
Sure.
What was that?
Sure. So, Tim, honestly, before I joined your program, I was in a valley with the coaching side of my photography business. And it's honestly just because we built it up really great, but I had kept running through employee after employee, closer after closer. And it was a year and a half of that. And it was just exhausting. I feel like when you hire people, you train them and then they don't work out for whatever
Yeah.
reason. That's like one of the most expensive things that a business can go through. And I feel like it just sets you back. So I've gone through a couple of those, and for various reasons, we've lost them. Some were totally legitimate reasons. Others were just like they were just bad employees
Mm-hmm.
and bad hires. So it was a lot of growth. So the way that my program was structured, a year ago was it was just a higher price point that required a phone call. And so because I have kids and I homeschool, I outsourced that and it just, wasn't working. Well, it was working, but not when you factor in the amount of stress I was having with managing employees, it
Yes.
wasn't worth it in my opinion. And so I actually funny enough, so I had my third child in April, and that same month I lost my fifth employee completely out of the blue. So here I was with a baby and be like, crap, like now I have like all these leads coming in. I'm on maternity leave. Like I am
Yeah.
not going to be taking calls. Like what am I going to do? So that's when I tried to figure out different ways to structure it so it wouldn't need a sales call.
Right, right, exactly. And that's where you kind of realize that just the model itself just wasn't working. And it's not
Yeah.
because, again, I all of the time say that it's not about the model, it's about does it fit your lifestyle? Does it fit your life?
Correct.
And in your exact case, it was just like overwhelming, and you
Yeah.
just
I
weren't able to
honestly,
manage this stress.
I was like, I manage kids at home all day long. I don't want to manage kids. I felt like I was
Yeah,
managing
it,
kids in my business. It's like, I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
want
yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, that's I mean, I tried building a sales team in my agency back in my home country, and I remember the stress of just like going from person to person just because like I don't know why, but sales teams feel like that's I feel like that's the hardest like piece of a chain to
Yes.
like finally place in your business. Any other
Yes.
employees you can probably find those, but with the sales team you can be like just 100% of your time should be
Yep.
divided to just building that thing until you finally build it. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Gotcha. So that's where you kind of like I don't remember exactly how do you like find me in the first place? Like
Gosh.
YouTube, and Instagram, probably something
No,
like that.
perhaps I'm actually not
Okay,
sure.
yeah,
Maybe it was like a profile visit ad, but like as soon as
right.
like I landed on your page, it was just like holy moly, like this is what I've been looking for. Like it was like a
Hmm.
perfect fix. I'm like, this takes away the biggest stress or the biggest headache I'm having right now in my business.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, okay, I'm hooked.
Gotcha. And I mean, the best thing, the main thing that we discussed with you throughout the entire journey together is how do you sell without sales calls? How do you keep your marketing and sales alive while you are still like, I don't know, how much time do you work right now? It's a pretty important question.
So I still have a baby, so it is
Yeah.
a little bit different in this season when my kids are younger. But
Hmm.
I would say I probably work about 15 to 20 hours a week, and it's spattered throughout, so it's not
Yeah.
like in no time. But I'm also very clear on like the things I do. So that's just one thing I've had to learn. So like
Right.
I just don't waste time. And then
Yeah.
also too, like this goes back to my photography days where I just make sure I'm charged appropriately. So the time I'm putting in, I am paid well
Exactly.
for it.
Exactly. That's all we want, and especially in your situation. Cool. So basically, you found me. You were exhausted by just managing the sales team that you had to fire at this point. Um, the business was kind of like struggling. You had
Mhm.
these leads coming in, but you just didn't know how to basically
Close them.
onboard them,
Yeah.
close them, and work with them. So, what was the solution that we came to?
Yeah, so basically it was just switching everything over to a Google Doc format and then
Hmm.
selling through chats. I
Yep.
had sold a few things through chat many years ago, and I like it was so funny because I forgot about that. So when I saw your stuff, I was like, "Oh man, like I think this could work." And I was like, "Oh wait, I've already
Yeah.
actually already done this in the past. I
Yeah.
don't know why I stopped."
Hmm.
And so it was probably because my program price point changed a little bit, and I
Yep.
felt I needed a call. So then it was just a matter of joining your program, restructuring my offer and that it could be like a week by week
Hmm.
payment, which
Yep.
actually I really like getting those payments every single week. So that's been like a
Yeah.
huge plus to see that come in. And then in creating that Google document as well. And then I got some great feedback from you on it. And so it's just kind of like adding all the pieces. I've done a couple of workshops, which have been really fun as well.
Hmm.
Covering my ad spend, more than covering my ad spend at this
Oh,
point.
right.
So that's, yeah, so that's been good too.
Amazing, amazing. Let's talk about that a little bit later because
Sure.
the first thing that I'm very interested in because it's rarely that we see something that works like so fast because it was just a couple of weeks. Like you joined the program, you started creating this Google Doc, and you were amazing. I mean, I can say that you were amazing in terms of actually executing. And by that time, I wasn't really like, sure how much time you're actually working. It seemed to me like it was a lot. But then I realized that you also have kids and all of that, and I was like, how's that even possible? But basically, like, we had this like, everyday conversation. You were just sending me like the offer update, the Google
Mhm.
Doc, everything, and we basically launched it. I believe it was like 3 weeks or so, right
Yeah, it
after
was
you.
yeah, it was really quickly after
Yeah.
I joined. I mean, that's the other thing with having kids is just I've learned to not waste time. And not do like you can work, but like the work doesn't take you anywhere. Like it's
Yeah.
just kind of like busy work that doesn't make a dent. And also too, it was like this was at the point, I think maybe 2 or 3 months after I lost my previous salesperson. So like I had all these leads and I
Mm,
just needed to close them, knowing
right.
that like I honestly wasn't sleeping through the night. I have a newborn that I, am up
Yeah.
with. And so like I knew that wasn't my role in that season. And it was just a matter of like, okay, like we have to get that cash coming in as quickly as possible. And this was the way to do it.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Um, Surprise people with the results. What happened
Yeah.
in our first launch?
So we oversold, which is really good. The first time it was I opened up 8 spots, but we sold 12. A whole bunch came in last
Yeah.
minute before I could take down everything, which is really cool. And then, we had one person pay in full, which was awesome as well, because I mean, who doesn't love pay in
Yeah,
fulls?
beefs are great. Yeah.
So yeah.
Gotcha. 12 spots. This is incredible. So you started stocking this MRR. You started
Mhm.
collecting, I mean, working with all of those leads.
Yes.
You also did it without a single sales call, selling
Yes.
everything with a Google Doc. Did you have a setup back then?
So I did. Thankfully, I have a
Uh-huh.
really good friend who kind of stepped in for that
Okay.
initial launch, who, interestingly enough, really actually enjoyed the position. And so now she's my setter full time, which
Nice.
has been great too. It's kind of like an unexpected blessing. She was just there for a moment.
Hmm.
But then that's the other thing too, where it's just like it's so much easier to manage a setter in the chats if they have a
Yes.
question versus somebody on a sales call who and in the past, I've had my closers like say something that's completely not true or not representative of me at all, and it's just like, oh, like you can't go back and fix that.
Yeah, exactly. So you can only fix it moving forward.
Yeah.
So you had a setup, you had this like Google Doc setup that we
Hmm.
developed. Basically, I mean, that was it, right? You were
Yeah.
just onboarding these clients.
I literally followed all of your emails. I had your email up on one side of my
Yep,
screen, and then I would write my email just
allow that.
based off of that,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would just follow that scheduled, sent it out. I didn't do any social media for that either
Mm-hmm.
because I am limited on time, and so
Yep.
that time like it was just purely email. And so it was a great it was great. It was awesome.
Yeah, so 7-day campaign, 12
Hmm.
clients closed out of like 8 spots that we initially planned. That was our good plan, right?
Yes.
And we did way more than that. And then you also start launching these workshops. And
Yes.
walk me through that. So you said that the workshop funnel helps you cover the ad spend, and for people
Correct.
who are just first time seeing me on the internet, if that's possible, like if you somehow randomly found this video. Basically, what we do is we run profile visit ads to build a following on Instagram, and then these followers like eventually become our clients just because we have this like middle of funnel setup and
Hmm.
etc. And one of the things that we do is the workshop funnel, where you host the workshop for your coaching clients, for your current coaching clients, but you also invite your audience to come and pay for it like 50 to 100 bucks,
Hmm.
right? So you tested this funnel. How were the results there?
Great. So I've done 2 workshops at this point in time,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been wonderful. It's a great way to connect with my students a little bit deeper than like our weekly calls, but like actually
Yes.
have a topic that we're going over. And then also too, just understanding like as I grow as a business owner, I am constantly learning and improving, and so I can start to incorporate that into these workshops and just kind of like update the course material, make sure my students are getting the most up-to-date information that will help them in their businesses. And I think it's wonderful. The fact that
Yes.
it covers my ad spend and then some is just icing on the cake.
Yeah, exactly. And with this model, basically what you're doing is you are building this audience for free. It's
Hmm.
like it's way more predictable and organic because you can basically like put as much money in as you want, and the ROI is clear. Like after running it for a while, you can start seeing the numbers. You can start seeing like 4x, 5x, like 7x return on your ad spend. And then if you cover it with just this like workshop funnel, then we have all of your high ticket deals on top of that. And that's where you make like 95% profit, because all you have in business with this setup that you're
Yeah.
currently using is an appointment setter, right? Do you
Yep.
have any other like expenses
Yep.
in a business?
I have 2 coaches that work with me inside the
Okay.
program, which they're wonderful, but they're also like they're not like full time at all at this
Yep.
point. So it's not a huge cost at all. And then I have a VA. So like it's my costs are
Yeah.
pretty small too.
Right. So it's like 80 to 90% profit margin,
Hmm.
while having an MRR based model where you have all of these payments, and I can agree with that, having them like come in every single week, every single day, you have a
Yes.
couple of them stacked, and you're just like You're chilling.
Yes.
This is
Like it's
way
nice to
more.
make money every single day and feel like you're
Yeah,
not have to work because you've already put in the work
yeah,
earlier.
yeah, exactly. And it's way more enjoyable on
Yeah.
like my take than just waiting for your closer to come on those calls and collect this cash or not collect this cash, right? You don't know
Yeah.
how well they perform. Maybe they had a bad day or whatever. So,
Yep.
how do you like the business now?
I have a lot less stress around the business, and I think it's because it's more like it's a really good fit for the season in life that I'm in right now, where like my
Yeah,
focus is honestly not 100% in the business, and that's fine. Like I mean, there's life is more than just business. It's important for sure, but I love how like just even responding to chats, like that's not something that like I have to actually schedule a time for. Like, of course, I'm going to
yeah,
send back an appropriate time response, but I don't have to have like my hair done or makeup on, like I have to be on a call.
yeah.
So I just love like it just feels easier. It feels like it's not as like high pressure, probably because it's not high sales. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's just been really a nice turnaround. And then also too, like going into each new month, knowing like, okay, I already have X number of people.
Yeah,
I can count on that versus having those one-off, people who join my program, but then you're always looking for that next client
yep.
because, the money's gone or
Yeah,
like their contract's
exactly.
done. So
Exactly. You just constantly in the chase of new leads, new
yes,
clients, and all of that.
yeah,
So I want to ask you a question because someone watching is probably in your position right now. They are kind of like giving up the idea of hiring someone, and they like not fail, but they realize that this model doesn't serve them well,
yeah,
and they're at the point where the easiest choice is to just give up and spend time with kids and kind of like focus on this part of their like day-to-day life. But um, you did a different choice. You decided to just
hmm,
find a model and make it work
yeah,
eventually, right?
yeah,
With different tools, different strategies, but you finally like made it work for you.
yeah,
So, what would your advice be for these people? They're in the position they're just about to give up because they don't feel like they have enough time and
yeah,
resources to
yeah,
run this business, but they still want to do it because that's
yes,
their passion. So,
right.
well,
Yeah, well, I have definitely been in those spots
yeah,
myself, so I think that's very normal to feel. And my mindset is just like, as long as I don't give up, I succeed. And I think that's just kind of like things don't come easily, or at least things that are
yeah,
worth it don't come easily. And so like I never expected business to be oh, like I'm just gonna show up and everything's gonna work perfectly and nothing's gonna
yeah,
go bad. Like that's just not life. And then also too, I think it's really important to become the person that especially if you're a parent that like, your kids can look up to. And like, I want my children to pursue their dreams that they've been given. And I don't want them to give up if things get hard. And so like, I have to live that first so they can see it.
right. Right. I guess that's the best thing to say to them. And I
Yes.
would just add to it, like, keep looking. Like,
Yeah.
there is a model, there is a way to make it work
Yeah.
without giving up other sides of your day-to-day life. Family is
Right.
important, like raising your kids is very important. But you don't need to give up your passion or
Right.
like your project, your business for that. There's a way to make
Right.
it all work.
Right.
So this is an incredible story. I love that.
Thanks.
Yeah. How was like one of the last questions is basically how was your experience working with this system that we basically like built together, and how was your experience working with me at the end of the day?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm gonna be honest. If
Yeah,
you don't
for
mind,
sure.
I was very reluctant to join your program, to be honest, because I've been in business for a while. I feel like I'm old enough to be your mom. I'm like, who this kid? He's like, what does he know? Kind of a I was very
Yeah,
prideful. Like, I'll just put it right there. I'm like, he isn't like, and then also too saying like, okay, like, what can somebody teach me who doesn't like, who has no idea what it's like to be a mom, or who has no
yeah,
idea what it's like to homeschool or have kids? Like, he doesn't get me, kind of a thing. And then also you're young and you're very successful, and that's awesome. But I'm like, we are so
yeah.
different.
It's like different sides of
Yes,
the spectrum.
yes.
I'll agree.
And so I just was like a little bit hesitant at first, but then I was just like, you know what? I mean, you had that. It was so interesting because it's just like you had that easy offer, just a weekly payment. It's just like no contracts. I was like, I really have nothing to lose,
Yeah,
and so like I've already done it all this way. I've already hired coaches that are, I would say, I'm more similar with in terms of like our lives or what we experience or like having family or whatnot, and like that worked sorta ish, but not
Mm-hmm.
now. And
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
it's been really awesome, to be honest. And I am so thankful I didn't let my pride get in the way, and just being open to learning from people that you wouldn't necessarily think would have the answer, or people who might be walking a totally different life and who don't understand, okay, like right now you don't have kids, so you can't necessarily relate to the parent thing, but you do know how to build a business. You have tons of experience that I don't have yet. All of that is super valuable. So I think it's just being open to learning and
Yeah.
not coming to any situation feeling like you already have the answers. There were times in our that we've been working together that I have gotten stuck, and I've been very impressed with your quick response and like, hey, let's just go ahead and hop on a call and work this out. And I haven't actually had that in other coaching
Yeah.
programs. And so that's been such a nice reprieve. So I recommend this to anybody who is, wanting to grow their business and not have that high pressure sales.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that because I struggle with that a lot, to be honest. Like a lot of people say that, and I'm glad that you mentioned it here
Yeah.
because a lot of people watching are probably
Yes.
think the very same way. But it's all because of my baby face.
Yes, you
I
do
look,
have a baby face. You're gonna
I
love
look
it
like,
when you're older.
yeah. Hopefully, I can grow a beard sometime, but it doesn't grow now. But okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
that's
This
funny.
interview went their own way, but yeah, honestly, like I appreciate you saying that, and I appreciate you just even hopping on a call with me and discussing that important aspect of your life and your journey as well, because
Sure.
I know a lot of people inside of my audience who are just in the same shoes as you once was, and they really need it. So thank you for coming. Thank you for hosting this call with me today, and I'm looking forward to doing more of those like moving forward.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait. Thank you.
Amazing. So I'll link all of your socials below. If you guys want to check out Heather, she's she has Instagram, she has YouTube. So go check them out and take a look at exactly how the system looks like in practice. And yeah, I mean, amazing call.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, guys, see you in the next one. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Thank you for watching this interview. And now, for those of you who actually watched it till the end, I have a huge bonus. As you see, I'm in Dubai. I'm here networking with 6- and 7-figure infopreneurs from all over the world. And for the next couple of days, I'll be sharing my daily insights on my close friend stories. Under this video, you'll find a form. Fill this form, and I'll add you to my close friends, where I'm sharing daily insights from 7-figure rooms.